Hey guys, what's up? Joker here. Thought about making a video talking about Zandor and Bozja. I thought maybe putting this with Shadowbringers, my thoughts on that, but I decided that I might as well just talk about it. And I'm waiting for Dalriada. Might as well do something. I can get an instance to do literally anything, so I'm here just waiting. My just pretty short thing is that I literally hate both of them. I honestly think fates in general aren't that interesting of content, and these are just larger fates that you really need to have other people for. Like if there's nobody in an instance, you are not going to do anything. Like you're not going to be able to complete skirmishes, you're not going to be able to complete critical engagements, and you're sure is not going to be able to complete Castrum or Dalariada. Um, in general, I like the story that accompanies these two things. I thought it was really interesting. Which it's just funny. It's like anything in this game, the story is like usually the thing that shines. It's just the whole mechanics, like with the Lost Finds holster, I think is interesting. It gives you buffs and stuff like that. It's like it makes you use it and tries to be like a counter to if there's not a lot of people in there. But honestly, like unless you have something that's good, you're not gonna. I mean, you're literally not gonna be able to do anything with one per yourself. That's just I haven't seen anyone do it. I haven't been able to do it. You're just not gonna come close in skirmishes. Yeah, you can go by yourself and kill something, but even then, that takes a long time. Like it takes way longer than just regularly going out and killing something in the world. Um, I honestly don't know why they made this mode. It felt really weird and kind of shoehorned, honestly, in my opinion. Like, if they wanted to have this Bozja and Zandor story, they should have just made it a part of the patch quests. Or like their own separate like thing in the world. Like let's not make this weird other mode that is just super boring in my opinion. It's just so bad. Like I honestly wouldn't have done this had it not been for the relic weapon making me do this, and that's honestly what they probably did. It's like I think it's like Eureka. Like I never did Eurekas. Everything I've read and heard about it, they're basically worse versions of Bozja and Zandor, which doesn't really sound cool to me. Like I'll do the animal weapon. I don't think I'm ever gonna do Eureka because I don't think anyone is in those zones anyway. And again, it's stuff you need people for. Um, it's kind of weird. It's like the first content thing where I just don't see the point of like why they did this. Like it's just so weird. It's just an honestly, I could see why they did it. They wanted to kind of expand upon Fates because Fates, let's be honest, is like useless. It's something no one will do unless they're leveling an alt class or they're doing their challenge log, and it's like 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 I'm trying to think of man when you were running through a realm reborn, you would go do a fate because you don't know like what the hell this is, and you might see someone there fighting it, and it's like okay, I'm going to go help them, and then I'm gonna go off and do my main mission. I never really went out of my way and did fates besides for the challenge log. That's basically the only time I did that. And then also the relic weapon quest, it makes you go after fates. You have to go farm in the other zones. I liked that. I liked tying the relic weapon to going to older zones to help new people because obviously they'll be in Heavensward. They'll be out there and they might need help if they're doing fates for some reason. Like you will not see someone who's farming fates in Heavensward. Like the groups I joined, they're all people who are farming their relic weapon. There no one is there that's a sprout or that's well a sprout is, again the sprout would run in if they saw a ton of people fighting this fate. It's just free XP to them. I mean, even then it's like when I was farming it out, it's like hey, my Dark Knight at 70, I think it leveled up one time or so. But and to bring it to a point, it's like Zadnor and Bozja, it's not a bad farming spot for XP. I mean, to be honest, like my Dark Knight went 3 levels very quick. Like and it was 77 to 80. Yeah, I mean, and I also did, I think, two other levels too, 75 and 76. I think it was weird because I was in Baja for a long time as my Dark Knight, kind of all just blended together. I couldn't remember which level I went into, and when I came out and then went back in, I wasn't really paying attention to it, but I was 80 by the time I popped out after like 3 hours. I leveled up probably 5 times, and those were the five like biggest levels. It's like you get a ton of XP. And also, let me be honest, that was just Zandor, me farming skirmishes and critical engagements. I did not do Dolariata as my Dark Knight, so you probably even get way more XP if you do spamming Dolariata and Castrum. Like, these things will give you a ton of XP. That's probably the one positive out of it. And the big positive is there's always going to be a shitload of people, because right now it's Shadowbringers. People are spamming for their relics. They're all going to be looking for it. People might wane down as you get closer, maybe to November, but I think honestly right now in August, it's August, what, the 1st? There's a ton of people. There's going to be a ton of people, and there's going to probably keep being a ton of people. Eureka, I can't say anything about it. It's a similar type of mode. I doubt there's a lot of people there, because I doubt a lot of people give a shit about their Eureka weapon, because it's like, why would I go for that when I can go for the more powerful blade weapon? That's just my take on it. But honestly, just to kind of wrap this up, it's like, I don't understand why they did Zadnor. I heard also from somewhere that apparently the story is supposed to be like important for Endwalker. That kind of sucks. Like, making people do this mode. But I mean, I would just YouTube it, honestly. Like, unless you really want your relic weapon, I would just YouTube it. If you, because this mode is really grindy. It takes a lot of time. Like, honestly, it will take you a long time if you're a 9 to 5 person. You will probably take like a few weeks, a month to get it. It's a lot of grind. It's a lot of hours. It's super boring. Like, to be honest, like how I pass my time is I would just put a YouTube video on and just literally blare through it, or podcasts and stuff like that. That's literally how you have to approach it. You can do it with a party and friends. Eventually that will get boring though. And there's going to be a ton of people. Like, you can just look down in your log and say, hey, looking for a group. You might get an invite, you might not. It really helps out. I mean, and also in between skirmishes, you get these things called Baja clusters. You can turn 180 in them and get a mount. Pretty cool. There are plenty of people. There's plenty of discords too that do farms for Baja clusters. That I don't have a problem with. Grinding for a rare mount, that's pretty normal. But I mean, also grinding for a relic, I get it, but like, it's a weird thing, like introducing this separate mode just for, and then basing the relic around it. That was kind of weird, and it's just super boring. It's just basically fates. That's like my big thing. Holy shit! Oh fuck! It's not Dolariata. That's my big thing. Is it's like, it's basically just fates. It's, and that with like, you get boosts. It's like, okay, who cares? Like when I'm looking at the farming from the anima, it's like, okay, you do dungeons, okay, you do fates, you do varying different content that kind of changes up the pace. Also the same thing with getting the animal. When you do dungeons and you do fates and you do stuff like that, like, okay, that's changing it up because it's different content. This is the same repetitive thing over and over again. It's really boring. It gets old immediately. Like, honestly, farming for fates was probably the most fun thing. There's a step early on in the relic that is farming fates. That is way more enjoyable. Yeah, I don't get it. I might be wrong. Let me know in the comments if you enjoy this. I really don't. The general opinion I get of this is it's super boring, and people just do it for the relic weapon, which is pretty obvious. I've never seen anyone come on this story. The story, I think, it was all right. It definitely made me keep going a little bit. Honestly, the relic weapon was a bigger grind, was a bigger draw. So yeah, I'll probably be doing a video on a guide like to help out people who want to go from this out later. But yeah, probably Wednesday I'll talk about Shadowbringer. My next video, I'll probably do my thoughts on Shadowbringers. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe, helps me out, and I'll see you in the next video. So peace and bye.